Hello and welcome to another Culture Foolishness recap of Power Raising Kanan. This is for season 4, episode 3. I am Creed of Exodus Studios and ArchitectsMars.com, and my co-host is
Coach, Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. If you don't know, now you know. Baby, baby.
you didn't even have to say it. You didn't have to say it. Now it's this we know. We know now. We know. But if you want to, you always welcome. You know I'm down because so this episode, this was actually, I'm telling you, every week, especially this season in particular, they just like, yo, this is the best power. I don't know what you guys thought it was, but we the best in my DJ Khaled voice. So this was good. So it starts off with our friend from beyond the grave, Unique, wreaking havoc as he's been
just,
doing.
just running amok.
So he went to the old Chinese spot and pretty much regulated on them, pretty messed up.
It was some unnecessary regulation.
That was very unnecessary. But at the same time, and I had said this off camera, like the way he's moving, if you see him, you kind of have to die now. It doesn't even matter if it's like that big of a deal, like they're gonna tell. So I
Yes.
can't, especially after what that happened, and then he'd want Rock and all the people to still not know he's alive
Mm-hmm.
instead of going to talk to people that you was actually busting down pretty consistently and probably could have had some clarity of the situation, but just shoot people, it's
Hey,
cool.
I mean,
uh
just shoot first and ask questions later.
like
Even though everybody would be dead, so no one can answer your
right,
questions.
you
Yeah.
know very, very, very smart. So after that scene, which was pretty sad because they didn't really deserve all that. They just trying to hustle them some little side money and sell
They
some egg
hustling like
foo
everybody.
young, but it is what it is. So as Kanan or 50 was narrating in that scene, you can't really get in the game without losing something. And a lot of times it's gonna be your life or somebody's life that you care deeply about. So that's just the game, unfortunately. So then we go to Juke and
Now let's just,
huh,
put this in context. Juke is at home with her pops eating sandwiches and whatnot. Like she's not freaking AWOL. Like, girl, like you you are absent without leave and you just sitting around chilling, kicking it and listening to what's that fool name? Be Rilla perform all at the spot. Like you
hmm
are out here
living
parlaying.
your best life. But I feel like in from the confrontation that ultimately happened with the military when they did pop up, she kind of knew you didn't want me no way. Because if you know what I am, you don't want to fuck with me. So all I'm gonna do is tell you that shit. And then the fact that her father is standing next to her as she's saying, and he ain't even flinching and co-signing the shit, is kind of like, all right, I guess that's what it is. And we don't fuck with y'all. So I guess we gonna grant you what you want, even though we don't want to, but fuck it.
Yeah.
So she
Um
kind of pimped that situation using
she pimped
her
it. Um that wouldn't work in recent times. And I mean by recent, I mean
very recent.
no, not even very recent. Like when I was in a hot 15, 16 ago, because Lord, I'm
Mhm.
old. Um, they know people was that.
Mm.
They wasn't sending you home like they was the drill sergeants was catching girls snuggled up in bed together. They wasn't sending you. That's why I'm like, you have to do a lot to get sent home.
Mm.
You have to be injured or like mentally out of there
Hmm.
or something like that. But like being gay, okay, lick coochie on your own time, long as serve your country. Like it's about to sit up and send you home, please.
Well, in the just to speak on just the state of the military, they don't have the leverage to of people to do that. There's not enough people. If they start getting rid of all the gay girls and guys is in, they would probably have about 30 or 40%, well, probably like 25, 30% less people. And that's bad because they already don't have the amount that they really want anyway, with them included, because they
Well,
don't have a
here,
draft no more.
well, here's the thing, because the reason why, like, even for me being in briefly, I am believing this is because it was set in the 90s.
Right. No,
But,
absolutely no. For
but,
then, yeah.
but even with what you said, when I was in, everybody was joining the military because the recession was going on and there were no jobs. So they wasn't hurting for people when I joined.
Oh, okay.
It was people with multiple degrees that was because they it was nothing else to do.
Yeah, you
And it
right.
was
You
during
right.
the war in Iraq, so they needed people, and it was a gang of people who was joining because they didn't have any other options. Hence why
Hmm.
I was there. So, so yeah, so they just it's just like you in, we don't care. Again, do whatever you do on your own time. Just sit your ass up here and shoot at them people if we tell you to. So,
Hmm.
anywho, that's a little military lesson for y'all who don't know. All right, appreciate everybody who served for us. I salute you. Anyway, um, what was after the juice? Well, Kanan went to see his grandmother.
Yeah, and she's sick. She was basically telling him about the dinner that she wants to do for everybody so she can basically tell the whole family at once what's going on. And then I think that, and was this episode or was it the last episode that Rock found out that Marvin was doing stuff with Stefano
This
on his own.
episode. This
Okay, so
episode.
she tries to confront him about it, and he basically lied to her face. So that's bad because she know for a fact the nigga was over there.
Hmm.
So, the fact that he lying about it is definitely no bueno. Because at that point, I mean, I don't know the point of lying about it. Because the stuff he was doing with him don't have nothing to really do with their business per se. It's just some side stuff.
It is some side stuff. Maybe he doesn't want her to think that he's trying to do anything with Stefano without her.
Mm. I
I'm
mean,
just,
he is, but it don't have nothing to do with their business. Also, I'm
but
kind of
she don't know that.
okay, but that's why you talk about it. Once you
That's
brought it up,
that's
then that's when you tell her what the fuck is going on. Also, I'm kind of surprised, and maybe it'll be the next episode, but nothing about what happened in the last episode when him killing old
yeah.
boy came up whatsoever. Either because I know to your point from the last one, you were saying, well, maybe Stefano kind of knew it could go south or not. I don't know, but I need to handle this. So maybe that's why I haven't come up again. I don't know, but it might come up in the next episode. Who knows? So, what's the other aspect? Oh, Rock goes to the older Asian cat who owns the restaurants, and of course, now he want to pull out of everything because his actual family members got killed. But you know, in the theme of this episode, I feel like that set the tone, and even the monologue. You in this shit, you
Yeah.
wanted this money. You got it. But it ain't no easy out. You can't just be like, well, I don't like this anymore.
I
Like,
quit. Like, no, this ain't
mm-mm.
Kinko's. You can't
She was
just
right. She was like Kinko. FedEx office now. Anyway,
hey,
don't date us too bad.
it's a time
Um,
we're speaking on a timepiece.
okay, Kinko's it is because they definitely had Kinko's
They
in
had Kinko's.
1992 and all that. I remember. I used to go. It was a fun time.
A time was had.
It
But
was
yeah,
fun to me. I used to be printing comic books up in there. So, I mean, hence, I mean, I'm wearing a shirt this, I mean, clearly I'm an artist. So, that happened. She let him know, like, look, we in this. This is what it is. I don't know what fuck you talking about, but yeah, you about to still be putting smack and fortune cookies in the same bag for us. That is what's about to happen. I don't
that
know
is
what
what's
you
going
thought.
to occur. Yes.
So, let's switch over to Kanan and Crystal. They were trying to get them a little crib. She don't feel safe, and rightfully so. She probably saved the fool's life because he would have probably been there when the other thing get to that. But she is quietly being really a more calculating mind in his organization, and he's not so stupid to not listen to her when he hear her say something that's smart. But I feel like it's clear, and now that he really seeing it, and I feel like what's happened, and is she predicted it down there, he gonna be like, oh no, I might have to talk to you before I do stuff. Like I feel like that's gonna start occurring. She might actually still be Sean's mama, because clearly now they're in the
That is
crib
true.
together because you
Getting
already
it
know
in.
they in the crib. Shoot, and they 18, 19, boy. Woo, Lord, woo. And she fine as I don't know what. I know he can't. Yep, that's probably his mama. Anyway, uh so they started looking for a crib. Oh, actually, we're gonna come back to that. Um, what's the dude name? B-Rilla.
Irilla,
So he's staying at Lou's house.
Lou's house.
He don't like that shit, and I concur. I would not either, especially that fool all on the couch. Big, ugh, no. So I could see why him and Megan broke up. She was like, "Get out my house. You just too big and just get out." Anyway, uh, sure he did more than just be laying around on the couch. He did something. Um, so he need bread. He need, some type of advance, but obviously he didn't got it in his advance and they didn't bail this fool out of jail. So they didn't put all type of money in this fool at
And
this
it's not
point.
the first time that they've
Right.
gotten him out of a
Hmm.
sticky situation. So they're not really effing with him right now because they haven't recouped anything.
Right.
At this
Hmm.
point, it's just you have the potential to be X, Y, and Z, but like you haven't done it.
Right. Man, right. So thankfully, Lou was there to finesse the shit and help because, like, they know him with Lou could make him actually be what he's supposed to be. So now that he there, he like, get his full couple more dollars so he can shut the fuck up,
And we'll
But we
recoup it when
know and
something
we'll
come in.
recoup it, right? Because we seeing it's gonna be more, it's more, you got a mentor or a person that could at least steer you away from bullshit versus you just out there the way
Yeah,
he was previously.
correct.
But the dialogue in that situation or that scene was interesting because Rilla came at him on some old Jews is just making money off of us. Woo woo. Now 50 wanted to slide that in there. He was like, "Yo, write this because this I really be feeling." So that was cool. I like that. back and forth because there's a relevant conversation, especially if you're dealing with the music industry. Because of course he tried to spin it into a sob story. Well, they wouldn't let us do anything but entertainment, like you guys, man. Like, shut up. Y'all own all the banks. Anyway, not even gonna get into that on here. So
Yeah, I ain't said nothing.
I'm just saying what the show was saying, but I am
I'm
gonna
not
say
even
so.
saying that.
Hey, whatever. Anyway, so art should be dangerous, okay? Shit, fuck that. But I get it. I get it. I get it. I get your stance, but I'm gonna say it. That's why I'm here. That's why it's two of us.
There we go. Balance.
So let's see. What's something else that
So
happened that
something
we want to
else
get
is
into?
that good old Neek Neek. He's been popping around the building. So,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't slid through. So like that kind of sparked the conversation about them getting
Moving.
the crib separate because this creepy looking nigga, she don't know Neek. So she just, he comes out the building, bumps into her, and then when she says something, then he turns around looking like the Grim Reaper
And
or
she's like,
something
and
crazy.
I'm good.
And I don't want to live here anymore. Let
Right.
me see if
And
I can put
rightfully
this.
so.
Let me see if I can put this thing on him so we can move up out of here.
And did.
And did. And did.
He's like, next scene, looking at apartments. All right, damn.
Oh, like
Uh-huh.
this place. How much it costs?
Right. Totally that. So, we'll come back to, well, actually, you know what? We'll just talk about their whole situation with that because it was interesting how that one place basically just saw them and then acted like the shit wasn't available no more. And you made an appointment today to show a place that's already spoken for. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and you could tell by the body language, obviously he was on bullshit. And I think that kind of switched Kanan's mentality because he was like, you ain't gonna tell me what I can't do. I'm
Right.
getting them any place I want to damn get. And that
Like,
was low key for her good that happened
yeah.
because then he was like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah. And he like, look, you see these J's on my feet? You see this Benz I pulled up in? Is you
Right,
cool? Like,
right.
what are
We
you
got it.
doing? Yeah, they don't care
Um,
about him having it. I don't
no,
care.
because they know where it came from, first
That
off.
and he's like, I'll pay you in advance. They like, oh no, I don't want your money.
Hmm. But again, but you see that last place they went to, it was a non-white person, and he was trying to be on that stuff too till they start talking that money, right? He was like, well, you're gonna love it here. If you need me to bring the garbage cans out in the front for you, just let me know.
Go ahead and expedite this ASAP.
ASAPery,
Um,
let's do it.
yeah. Um, so next, since Juke has successfully gotten herself about that jam,
Hmm.
and now she's just trying to figure out what the hell she want to do.
Right,
So
so
she went
she,
to sign up for a couple classes at the community
hmm,
college up
right,
around the way.
hmm,
Um, and she then ran into the folks that she used to steal with.
hmm.
So, it's funny how you run into niggas you used to steal with at college. That's hilarious.
That is actually funny now that I think about it. Like, well, shit, they like, look, I'm trying to get an education, so I don't have to steal no more.
No, they like shit. I'm gonna steal from these niggas that's going to college.
It was like, this a lick. They be leaving stuff out.
Yeah, they be getting checks and shit. So,
Oh, Lord. So, yeah, she's trying to do that, which is good. I'm pretty sure by the next episode or the next couple, we gonna see her path start to darken a little bit because clearly by the time we saw her on Power, she was a killer,
Evil,
and evil.
evil.
Like, yeah, she was like, ooh, Lord, shit,
Like,
okay.
why are you like this? Like,
Yeah, she was bad. Who played her in the
Anika Noni Rose. It was
what
Anika
was she
Noni
in?
Rose.
What was she in? Because I
She's been
know I've seen the actress. I knew I've seen her in stuff.
she's been look. The first thing I think of is like for Color Girls, but she's been in
Mm.
other plenty of other more notable things.
Hmm.
I just watch a lot
Okay.
of Tyler Perry. Um,
For some reason.
but yeah, shouts out to Nika Noni Rose. She did that. She scared me.
Yeah, no,
Um,
she was good. So, um, we'll see how her art develops, but it's coming. That version,
yes,
the infancy of it, we're about to see it. I'm sure she about to kill somebody this season. Um,
yes,
and oh, this scene was cool or funny to me when Rock came to the house and Crystal was there, and Crystal was trying to, girl. I know you got your little your light-skinned girl attitude, but she ain't the
yeah,
one because she got a gun in her
yeah.
purse. Like,
Yeah, she
like she
she's
ain't
not
the
for
one.
that.
Mm-mm,
She's not for I don't know what you're doing, ma'am. I don't know
no.
what you're doing,
And
ma'am.
she handled it pretty smooth. She was like, okay, okay, you got
I,
some
you
balls
know,
on you. First of all, I feel like just to go deeper into that scene, I almost feel like she was like laughing to herself because she was like, this little bitch act like how I was acting. And this is his girlfriend. Act like you don't love me. You love me.
you love the shit out of me. You don't even know. You don't even know.
Right. Cause like she actually does remind me of like if a rock had a family type of
I
like
mean,
personality.
I still don't care for her because she
No.
was the one that was trash in the group. So
Right, right.
I'm still harboring feelings from
Hmm.
last season,
Well, I'm
and
just
I'm
looking
okay
at
with
it
that.
how it is, though. Like she's
Yeah, and that's
showing
cool.
me parallels to that,
I mean,
but obviously, total upbringing is different, all of that. So, of course, she's not gonna be like hard body like that, but it's certain little things. Definitely the savviness for sure.
yeah, yeah. Um, Speaking of Rock, she receives a letter from the school. This nigga
Mm.
Kanan ain't been at
Hmm.
all.
Like I'm
He
out
like,
here
man,
getting
I'm
money.
cool. Yeah, I'm cool. Look, I did the paper. I look, leave me alone. I did the paper. I went on holiday break, and I just been getting to it in this new year because the letter said he hadn't been since the new year. So I'm like,
Right, right,
oh,
right.
Christmas passed.
And he just, I'm trying to get to this bread. That's what I'm on.
Yeah. Um, and then so him and Jukebox meet up or whatever, and
Hmm.
they have a little talk, and it's yeah, you can definitely see like that Juke is definitely going to transition.
Because I feel like she's gonna end up working with him.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised. And we niggas still looking for famous. Look, we need to start a hashtag where it's famous.
Man, that motherfucker dipped. Because they didn't put him in jail. He was able to get up out of there to where they just questioned him, right?
Yes, but they was gonna put him in jail or he had to snitch.
Mm.
That was the only one. So if he wasn't in jail, it was because he snitched. So he was like, "Yeah, I'll be dead either way. So let me skedaddle." And as soon as he got popping, he left. So it's unfortunate. I hope there's a radio in whatever little podunk town that he's in.
Nah, I hope not for him because I know he's sick. He like, for real?
I do want to go back to when Marvin goes to he pops into the nephew's crib that the one who was trying to steal drugs and shit, trying to put the drugs in his
Yeah,
drawers.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
went and
yeah.
ran up on that nephew, and because he hears about the murder and he think that the nephew did it.
Mm-hmm.
And the nephew was like, "No, that's my family. I wouldn't do nothing like that." And the nephew was all distraught and messed up. And he's like, "Good, was the daughter there? Like now the daughter ain't got no parents. Like what's about to happen to her?" And you know,
Mm-hmm.
Marvin being the underlying sweet gentleman he is, like you know, he has a soft spot for that. So you know,
Mm-hmm.
he's in his feels.
Right. And now he like, I want to find the people for you and them. Cause I know it wasn't
Right.
you, cause you not acting like nobody that killed their family.
Correct.
And he ain't that kid, man. He was just trying to make him some little money. He ain't no killer, and he wouldn't come up in there and do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought because I think a scene like not too far after that, uh he went to Early
Yes, he
and
went to
was
see
trying to
Early.
get some information. Obviously, that nigga got all the information, but he ain't telling nobody nothing. And at the end of their exchange, he asked him did he know somebody in basically what child family services. And I'm
Yes,
thinking that he was asking for that girl to find a for dude, but he was trying to find old boy's daughters, and I
the
guess he found one of them,
yes.
and then went to see her and gave her some bread, and that's crazy. Like he really was trying to be friends with that pussy ass dude, man.
He like, soon as I let my guard down.
Hmm.
So wonder why people be the way they are, be so guarded. It's like
Man.
because the second they let it down, then it gets let down for the wrong person, unfortunately, and then
Hmm.
they just keep it up from that point on. Because that way, you know, you don't let the real ones in, but you don't let the fake ones in either.
Hmm.
So I do want to talk about Lou.
Yes.
So you know he's going to his meetings and everything, and then Rock shows up at the meeting or whatever that he has, and he he gives a little testimony, and just about the place that he was in when he was at his lowest. Very heartfelt, very
Hmm.
very real, very transparent, and I mean. We know now that Rock will think twice before grabbing this nigga's face and saying, "I own you."
Yes, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think and it was funny because in that scene, it was like you could see. Honestly, this whole episode had moments with her where you could just see like the little light bulb. Like, man, I have not been steering things in a way to have the outcomes that I even want in the relationships that I have because of the way I've been moving. Like you could see it, she don't even have to
Mm-hmm.
say it. It's just the way her eyes look, and even when she talked to him afterward, you could see, that she was like, yeah, like I just gotta let people live their life and
Yeah,
be them and all of that.
yeah, for
So,
sure.
I want to talk about Juke again because she went to her little bar for the first time.
Well, before that, then she went to hang out with her thieving friends,
Right. Yeah,
and
she
that
just
just
chopped it
didn't
up with
feel
him.
right.
Right.
So she was like, "Yeah, I'm cool," and
Mm-hmm.
she kind of stumbled around into a little lesbian bar,
Mm-hmm.
and some gracious young lady
Mm-hmm.
saw the timidness in her spirit and said, it's
Like,
the
oh, come
water's
in with
fine,
me.
come on in,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and welcomed her in with open arms. And so
Yeah.
you could tell when she was there, it felt more her speed.
Yes. I mean, it was probably just nice being in an environment where you don't have to hide who you are, you're comfortable as other people, like I could the way they even shot that scene when you go in there and all the people, dancing and vibing, and she was just like, oh, this is where I want to be right now. This is good.
Yes, I
So
ain't mad at this,
good for
so
her.
good for her.
So Let's see, because now we're getting closer to the end.
So Unique finally pays early.
Yes. And he was like basically telling him, you kind of going too hard. He was like, well, you was the one sweat me for this money, and here's your damn money. So, but the
Yes,
line of that scene that was super hard when he was like, man, you playing with fire. He was like, nigga, I am fire. I was like,
like this nigga's crazy. Okay, this
out
is
his damn mind. Out
low
his
tone.
damn mind. So then so another thing I want to talk about real quick. Rock and what's the dude that's the Asian supplier dude? I don't know his name.
Oh God, I just had his name in my head. I don't
He
know.
looked like a villain from the Golden Child, though. He is an asshole of the highest regard. I really don't like this dude because he's just
Yeah.
busting balls for no fucking reason. It's like, dude, you want to make money out here or not? Why are you fucking up with people who also have guns? Like, don't make people with a bunch of guns be mad with you. That's not really necessary, I don't think. But
It's not a
he's
good
an asshole.
idea.
So he
It's not
came
a
to
good idea.
her. I don't know. I guess she was at a restaurant or something, but he pulled up on her, talking crazy, basically looking for blood for what happened to his people. And she like, we're looking, but we can't just go out and just start killing motherfuckers. Just cut like we need to figure out who it is first. Like we ain't about to kill the wrong person, but of course they all niggas. He don't give a fuck. He just like kills a nigga and say he did it, and then we can move on. I don't care.
Yeah,
That was his attitude fully.
and she's like, no, we need to be more strategic with this because
Hmm.
it that shows that we, are level headed and that we, got our affairs in order.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, yeah, he ain't shit, and
Hmm. They trying to get another plug. They had went to their old plug who not fucking with the neighborhood that they in basically, and they just trying
mhm.
to find another connect through him, and he directs them to somebody. So we'll see how that materializes in the next episode because I'm sure that'll be coming up.
I do want to talk about that dinner though.
Oh no, we get into that because that's kind of like the climax of the whole episode, honestly. So I'll let you start.
Yeah, so the mom, she gets all dressed up and invites everybody over to cook a pot roast and all of this stuff like that. Everybody come and she they look thrown off as to why they got to be there
Hmm.
until she tell them why they there. And Rock didn't take that news too well.
No, she did not. And obviously, they have a whole bunch of shit to unpack and they got issues with. But you only got so much time, and she dealing with all this crazy stuff in her life as a whole. So I'm sure her mentality is just like, and here's another thing, you know, a lot of that
Yes,
is because
yes,
obviously their relationship is trash.
trashing thing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
so
at the dinner, I do want to address this because this part was funny to me. Kanan pull up and he basically was getting ready to go in to the dinner, and she, confronts him about the school thing, and she was like, "Well, I thought the plan was to go to college and blah blah." He was like, "That was your plan." And after all the stuff you done taught me and showed me and had me do, you thought I was about to go to college like a regular person? Like, what are you talking about? You sound
yeah,
crazy right now. And low key,
very
he ain't wrong.
I was gonna say there's a
Because
very, very good point, Kanan.
because everybody ain't like in the crime cartoon that is Power Ghost 2 where you in college and selling drugs and using the college and all this
In
other stuff.
Tariq's defense, he went to college to get the damn trust fund. That was the
Hmm.
stipulation of the trust fund.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. And that's why he took his ass to school. They gave him an actual, but that's the thing. This don't have that. She just want him to just go. And then like now what? Now like, no, I'm a drug dealer now. Like you fucked it up. It's over.
Right. You want to get an English
So
degree, sit his
like
ass around reading Shakespeare. Yeah, no,
craziness.
that's not gonna work. Um,
So that and then real quick before we get off, what's his name? Unique is like stalking the baby mama to like basically, help them silently for now. And
right.
I don't know, because I'm sure, I mean, eventually he gonna show himself again, but this ain't the time.
No, no, it is not. And then he killed the little weird nigga. That's the last thing that we'll touch on. He
Uh,
sure did. He got that little weird nigga about the paint. He sure did.
Wait, he
You know the
killed
little
him?
weird. Did he kill
No,
him? Oh, he
no,
knocked his
he
ass
didn't.
out.
No, he didn't. I don't. Well, we don't know yet. We gonna
We'll
find out in the
see.
next episode.
Stay tuned. Join us
Because
next week.
he was robbing Kanan's crib, and that's who was there. So we will see. But I think we cover everything, and I want to get up out of here and get ready for next week's episode. But
Yes,
on that
indeed.
note, I am Creed of Exit Studios, ArchitectsMinds.com, and my co-host is
Coach Cameron Simone.
Deuce Deuce. See y'all next week.